We are still into a range. I think last 5-6 days, we stuck into this 500-point range for the index. 24,000 as a support, 24,500 as a resistance. But there are a few positives, there are a few negatives for the markets, and that's why we're seeing the index into a range. The positive for the index is the strength which has come back into the banking index, and specifically the private sector banking names. That's, I think, that's one pocket where I would believe that there is a strong set of outperformance. Even the larger cap PSU banking names, I think, especially the few formidable ones, they're the ones which are still showing signs of robust price action. There has been good volume accumulation. The patterns, the price movements over there are very, very strong and indicative that we may probably expect that this sector would tend to outperform on a relative basis. The other part is that many of these erstwhile performing stocks, the likes of auto index, for example, realty, these stocks are the ones which have been correcting very sharply. So we've seen almost like a 15 to 20% correction on the index. So which means that many of the components of the auto stocks, they've corrected more than 20-25% also in this last 1 month, 1.5 odd month of correction. So which means that there could be a point where there are few sectors which could probably try and play balance out in terms of outperformance, and there are few sectors which would continue to underperform and struggle in any kind of recovery which the markets gets into. This would probably keep the markets into a range. So I believe one should probably try to look at the index trading into a range. 24,000, very strong support. In any cases of intraday corrections for the index, that should be taken as a good opportunity to buy.
Okay, let me welcome on board Shilpa Rout as well and figure out what she's making of the market. Shilpa, hi, morning. Good to have you on the show. Just wanted to understand, you think within this range, which are the sectors which are likely to outperform and underperform?
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for having me on the show. Talking about indices, we see definitely there's a consolidation zone, there's a sideways market. FIs continue to be net longs at around 35%. So from here, the dip for them to go as low as 20% can also happen. So from there, from that perspective, we can see Nifty dropping towards 23,800 to 23,500, provided we breach the lows of 23,900, of course. As long as we are holding this 23,900 to 24,000 zones, will not see any sort of sharp decline. But of course, there's resistance also at 24,500, very strong. So until and unless we close above that and sustain, or maybe see a couple of days trading above those levels, we might see the index consolidating in this 500 points of range. And talking about Bank Nifty, we see that 50,500 is a crucial support. As long as we are holding above that, we will see levels of 53,000 coming in. Of course, the range is very wide because the index is trading at around 51,600 odd zones now. So 1,000 points downside and 1,000 points or 1,500 points on the upside. The range is very wide, but that is how the index plays out.